Good morning, y'all. I'm stuck in, I was in standstill traffic. Now I'm creeping along. So I said, you know what, let me come on and just do a quick video as I'm headed on to my destination. Listen, y'all, on the community tab, I shared a post where parents in, you can do your research on this, but parents in, the sun is shining so beautifully. I did a post and I talked about how in Montgomery County, Maryland, okay, parents were protesting against the school board in the school district, really having to fight, okay, for the right, or protesting for the right to have to refuse, you know, to for their children to having to protest for the right for their children not to be taught this inclusive curriculum that contains components of teaching, I assume teaching about, for example, the LGBTQ plus community. Okay, now just think about that, y'all. We're living in a time now where parents, right, parents, grandparents are having to protest and say, hey, you know, we don't want the child or the children to be exposed to or taught this curriculum. And not only that, y'all, the reason why they're protesting is because a judge, okay, in this particular area, you can look it up, Montgomery County, Maryland, said that our parents could not opt their children out to this curriculum. In other words, making it seem as though, now the way I take it is, it makes it seem as though this curriculum is mandatory. Okay, now, you know, adult people choose to live whatever lifestyle they choose to, right? You know, that's a choice that adults make. But to try to force some type of ideology or belief or way of life on a child, that seems a bit much, right? Many people, many parents quite naturally would have a concern about that. So I want to know your thoughts. I even did a poll here on the channel, and I asked the question, you know, if you had right now, if you had a school-age child or children, would you choose to have them in public school, private school, homeschool? And so I want to know your thoughts on that. Please make sure you check the community tab and do a poll, and complete the poll. But many people, many parents, okay. And I want to also say this. I want to thank you all for sharing your comments on our community tab. When I originally shared this post, the topic of this video, and you know, the data that they have put out, you know, regarding school systems, you know, across the country, has shown that in many school districts, right, many parents, school districts, let me say this, public school districts, many across the country have seen a decline in enrollment, largely due to the pandemic. Many parents started pulling their children out, whether it was due to what was, you know, perceived as failures in virtual learning. Some parents may not have agreed with the mandates that were in place at the time. And so for whatever reason, and for those reasons, you know, parents decided to pull their kids out of the public school system. Well, with a lot of, you know, other different things going on, right? Many parents are exploring other options, whether it be private school or homeschool, okay? What are your thoughts about the current state of the public school system? Who would have thought that we would be living in a time when parents would have to stand up and say, hey, no, we don't want our children taught this. And then, you know, this judge, for whatever reason, would come in and say, no, you can't opt them out of this, of learning about this inclusive curriculum involving the LGBT community. Okay, I want to know your thoughts on this. If you're interested in the story, you can do your research. I also have information posted on the community tab. Okay, all right, y'all. Well, I'm coming up on what looks like was an accident earlier, so I'm gonna just make my way and be careful. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all again soon right here on the channel.